Yo, what it is, what it ain't. This your boy Nez, aka MJ Talented, coming at you with another video. 2K23. It's probably the most anticipated game that's coming out this year. They already dropped some gameplay, or they dropped a gameplay article or something like that. They already told us that they gonna bring back the Jordan challenges from 2K11. That was dope. They got some new badges. They took away some badges. What else? City's still the same. Yeah, so now they finna drop up my NBA news. I read a couple of things on Twitter about this, so it sounds like it's gonna be dope this year. I might get into that, so let's check out the video, man. Let's get it.
Hey, yo, what's swaggin' players? It's your boy, Stacks Montana, man, and I'm here to ask you one of the biggest
Shout out to Stacks Montana
in the history of the basketball world. What if Giannis really decides to play for another team later in his career? What if we still got the privilege to watch a prime MVP Derrick Rose? Let's take it back even further. What if Shaq and Kobe never split? What if MJ didn't retire after his first 3-peat? What if we got to see just one more Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird NBA Finals? What if this and what if that? But what if I told you all of these what if questions could be answered and more in this year's NBA 2K23 MYNBA? This year we feel like we hit a benchmark year with an amazing breakthrough in NBA 2K23's MYNBA mode. Introducing MYNBA Eras. In this first ever, I repeat, first ever one-of-a-kind mode, you can hop into a time machine, travel back in time, and start your MYNBA journey in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, as well as the traditional modern-day era. Now,
Okay, so you mean to tell me, so if you start in the MyNBA and you a GM, so you can I guess you can draft all the players that was in the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s and start a team specifically for that era, like with all I guess the rule changes and everything. That's what you're telling me. Rule changes, what else? Everything. So hey, let's I'm liking what I'm hearing. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm liking.
Now let's use that time machine right quick, you feel me? Let's travel back into a time before even I was born. We talking about the 80s, or what we like to call the Magic versus Bird era. The rivalry between Magic Showtime Lakers and Bird Celtics will be on full display, along with the careers of other players of NBA royalty, such as Kareem, Zeke, George Gervin, Dr. J, and the list goes on and on for so many other iconic players and teams. You'll also see a change in gameplay as teams are taking less threes during this era, while in the paint scoring and playing through the big man is more of a focus. Now I like that. So like, you gonna see a change to where like they not gonna be jacking up threes like they doing in today's game. They gonna keep it the 80s style basketball. No threes, just taking it to the paint. I like that. 2K. Okay, 2K. It sounds good. It does sound good. I'll get it too. Let's talk about those what ifs again. And one of the craziest ways you could rewrite the history of the NBA as we know it today. In this era, the starting point is the 1983 to 84 NBA season.
So the year that Michael Jordan got drafted, okay.
Affairs in order for the upcoming 1984 draft, where you'll have the opportunity to draft the man on the cover of this year's championship edition, Michael.
Most definitely.
If you're into community creations, don't worry. That still stands strong this year with the ability to create custom players, draft classes, and total team revamps. But for MYNBA Eras, we'll provide you with our year-appropriate draft classes. So don't worry. If you missed out on MJ, I know a 7-footer out of Georgetown by the name of Patrick Ewing that's coming up in the 1985 draft.
Hey, that's tough. That's tough. So it keeps on going as you go.
A time we like to call the Jordan era. It would be impossible for one of the greatest.
Hey, the 90s, that includes anything that you're talking about, is the best era. So let me see what you gotta say. Let me see what you gotta say.
Michael Jordan. One of my favorite things about my NBA eras is its authenticities to each era's rules. Playing in the Jordan era will be no NBA eras.
All right, the Jordan era. The Raptors and Grizzlies joined the league in 1995, G League in 2001, and special 90s commentary. So you're not gonna keep the same commentary. That's great. I think we got Kevin Hart and Greg Anthony and stuff. Okay, but they changed it up. I like that 2K. Okay, back to the basket. Illegal in 1999. Hand checking is allowed. Ooh, hand checking. I want to see how that looks. So like, do y'all have animations to where like it's gonna be hand checking? That's gonna be dope. Zone defense is illegal in 2001. So you can stay in the paint and play defense. That's gonna be cheese. Several new floors. That's dope. New uniforms. That's dope. Classic 90s era presentation with more complex overlays. I like that 2K. Hey, they went all out this year.
To each era's rules. Playing in the Jordan era will be no walk in the park, you feel me? With hand checking legal and hard fouls being even harder while driving to the paint.
I like that. New animations.
The Jordan era starts at the beginning of the 1991 season, right before the run that made MJ the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes. Do you have what it takes to build a team and defeat Jordan and stop him from going 6 for 6? Or do you take control of his legacy, build an even better team, and try to win 8 straight? Who knows, with the 1992 NBA draft coming up, maybe you find a way to pair MJ with one of the most dominant players in the history of the game, Shaquille O'Neal. With all of that being said though, we still not even done yet. Now let's hop back in that time machine one more time and travel back to a time not so long ago. A time we like to call the Kobe era. With the Eastern Conference finally
be my goal.
The Western Conference took over with teams like Dirk and the Mavs, KG and the Wolves, and the dynasty created by Tim Duncan and the Spurs. But what might be the biggest what if of all time? The Kobe and Shaq Lakers. Trying to keep that team together won't be easy, but lucky for you, this era starts in the year 2002 with what might be the greatest draft of all time, the 2003.
Of course,
if you're
you had LeBron.
You can figure out a way to pair Kobe with LeBron, Melo, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, or even Darko if you're feeling risky. To complete Kobe's legacy and capture 2 more rings in LA and make him the true successor to Michael Jordan's throne. The authenticity of the improved MyNBA eras mode is scary detailed. Not only will you see gameplay and rule changes over time to match each NBA era, you will also see team.
Okay, what they got in the Kobe area? Okay. The Charlotte Bobcats joined the league in 2004. The league expanded to 6 divisions. Okay. Social media 2007. 7 games in the first round of the playoffs. 2003. Sonics rebranded in 2008. That's when they went to OKC. Instant replay added in 2002. Okay. Several new floors and uniforms. The 2000s era presentation with overlays. Specific commentary from the new commentary booth. Okay.
Logos, jerseys, arenas, and even location change as you play through each era. So you'll see the Charlotte Hornets move all over the league before settling in New Orleans and eventually changing their name to the Pelicans. The Seattle Supersonics becoming the OKC Thunder, as well as the lack of other franchises that didn't exist in a certain era. So if you're a Miami Heat fan, I'm sorry, but you won't see that team until the league expands in 1988. Playing as the San Diego Clippers will really feel like a slice of
San Diego Clippers.
Watch tons of footage to replicate each NBA arena, sponsor logos around the arena, floors, and thanks to the My Team folks for their huge library of jerseys for their respective time period. And NBA 2K23's MyNBA era's authenticity doesn't even stop there. Authentic and true commentary for each era was a huge deal. The audio team really outdid themselves this year. Historically, they've kept our commentary booth up to date and added new content to our colossal bank of audio lines to keep gameplay as fresh as possible. This year, our current primary commentary booth is Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Greg Anthony. However, for the 80s and 90s, we brought in the legendary Mike Fratello, aka the Czar, to help provide a different dynamic to the play-by-play and color commentary, as well as a ton of fun stories from the league during this time period. It would be impossible to go over everything MyNBA eras has to offer, but you know we love to go over even the smallest details. Each era has its own period-specific background, We wanted each era to feel and look different inside and outside of gameplay. Finances will grow and change with each era, as well as the G League and social media being added to the mode at its appropriate time. We even got dynamic shorts length, from short shorts in the 80s to long shorts in the 90s, back to a shorter style in the modern era. We also added the change of all-star game jerseys, going from players wearing their own team's jerseys until the real-life NBA made the change to team-based jerseys. My NBA Eras was created by basketball fans for basketball fans, and we think you're gonna love it. As you can imagine, the majority of our time went into making My NBA Eras what it is, but we also made time to make some improvements to the other My NBA modes that you all enjoy. My WNBA now has an updated playoff bracket. We're now using a more standard 3-round single elimination bracket, with the old system available as a rule change for all leagues. Also, like the real WNBA, we now have the Commissioner's Cup. We revamped team rivalry. When teams clash out there on the court, we now have a more in-depth system to calculate the heat index between two teams.
Only thing I wish in the WNBA mode is that you can create a woman. Create my player in the WNBA mode. That's the only thing 2K missing. They just, you know, putting little tweaks here and there with the W mode, but that's the only thing that's missing, for real, for real.
The calendar menu was also revamped, as well as adding Eastern and Western Conference Finals MVPs. It's been a very productive year for not only our franchise team, but every team involved in the creation of this new experience. We weren't sure we'd be able to add everything we wanted in one development cycle, but we locked in and got it done. As always though, we want to hear back from you, and we welcome and encourage any and all feedback. Until we speak next, enjoy, and we can't wait to hear about how you rewrite history. Let's go.
Good job, 2K. It sounds good. It sounds great. You got, so you, like you said, like I said at the beginning of the video, they changed the rules for each era. So I want to see how the animations look when it comes to hand checking and hard fouling and all that type of stuff. So that's a dope concept. So I might get in and look my NBA, my team. They ain't talk about my team yet, but I'm gonna get into that too. So I love what I'm hearing. 2K, don't mess this up. Don't mess it up. That's the end of the video, man. I appreciate y'all for watching this video, man. If you want to see the original video and without me pausing and stopping and everything, it's gonna be down in my the link is gonna be down in my description. And I appreciate y'all for watching this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Let's get it.